Ethers. Chapter 14 is all about ethers, epoxides, thiols, and sulfides. But let's talk about the introduction of ethers. First, an ether is an oxygen surrounded by two simple alkyl substituents or aromatic substituents. So for example, if you have something like this, we just have a simple carbon surrounding an oxygen and another simple carbon on the other side of that. Do not. So this is an ether functional group. Don't confuse this with a carboxylic acid, for example. That is a carboxylic acid, not an ether. And also, sometimes students confuse esters with ethers. They see this oxygen surrounded by two carbons, but the carbon on the right is actually a carbonyl. This is actually an ester. Okay, a similar spelling. We don't need to consider that. Okay, so we're going to be talking about ethers. Okay, or ethers that look, something like that. Okay, so ethers are a very rich functional group. They're part of a lot of different natural products. I found out, for example, pistachios contain a lot of melatonin, and melatonin is believed to regulate the sleep cycle. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you might try to eat some pistachio nuts before you turn in for the evening. Let's highlight the ether functional group in this molecule. It's right here in the molecule. Okay. The rest of the molecule is rather interesting, but that's the part we're focusing in on this chapter. Another naturally occurring molecule is morphine, and we know that's a very potent painkiller. The ether is right here in the center part of the molecule. There's a phenol on the left, an alcohol on the right, there's an amine in there, there's an aromatic functional group, there's an alkene, there's a lot of stuff. But we're just focusing in on the ether right now at the moment. Vitamin E is also a naturally occurring molecule, and that's present in your green leafy vegetables, so keep eating your spinach, okay? And that's a potent antioxidant, okay? Prevents aging and oxidative stress, things like that, okay? So there's your cyclic ether. These are parts of rings here. So also, molecules that are synthetically made for pharmaceutical use are oftentimes ethers. Here's Prozac. That's an antidepressant. This oxygen here is in the middle of the molecule surrounded by two simple carbon atoms. So that's an ether functional group. Tamoxifen is used in the treatment of cancer. And there's an oxygen right here surrounding two very simple oxygen atoms. Propranolol is used for hypertension, treating high blood pressure. So here's the ether functional group here. All right, so we're going to learn a lot about ethers, but that's just an introduction to the functional group and where you can locate these molecules in natural products and in drugs.